Okay, hi. Welcome to our video tutorial. In this video lesson, uh, we'll see what is variable and how to use variables and their data type, and also we'll see how to convert from one data type to another data type. So let's start with an example. Let's create a project, new project, console application. Variable training. Okay, now what we're going to do is create different variables and accept values or input from user. So basically variable is a memory location in our random access memory or RAM that is allocated for storing values. We can take it from user, which means we can accept user input, or we can store user input into a variable, or we can read variables from our database from different files or from anywhere. It can come from anywhere. But if I want to store something in my application so that I can use it in the future, I have to declare a variable. It's created in our RAM, so it's a temporary storage, which means it is only available as long as the project is, or the software is, the application is running. When we stop our application, all the data from our variables will be cleaned. That's what Visual Studio is about. Visual Studio is maintaining the RAM usage. So right now what we are going to do is accept different type of users, different type of data from user. So we are going to create 3 variables, and we're going to store different values in those variables, which means we're going to define their data type, or what kind of data is this variable going to store. For example, I can create integer variable. It will contain age. I can create string variable. It will contain full name. So it's going to be text. Okay. For example, I can create decimal variable to contain salary, because it might have decimal values. So the variables are, these are the variables being created. We access them, or we define them using a variable name. So I'm giving this variable full name. The name of the variable is full name. For this one, the name of the variable is age. For this one, the name of the variable is salary. It's just, variable is just a memory being allocated in our RAM. So what data type does is, what type of data is going to be stored in this located, or in this reserved location in our RAM. So when I say string full name, then it will create a variable, name it, or give it a name called full name, and also its data type is going to be string. You can enter any kind of textual data. In here, it's integer data type. The variable name is integer. The variable name is age. So in variable name age, I can store any type, any number in my variable. It has to be integer, no decimal values. In our third variable, the type is salary. The variable name is salary. The data type is decimal, which means I can store decimal valued numbers in my salary variable. Okay. Now I have created 3 variables. I can accept 3 values from our user from our application user and store them in our variable. So right now what we did is just allocate a memory. I haven't used the memory being allocated yet. Now let's see how to use that. So first what I'm going to do is ask the user to enter its full name, his or her full name. Please enter full name. Now when I request the user to enter full name, the user will enter full name. So I will accept that input and store it in variable named full name. So what I will do is full name equal to console.readLine. So console.readLine will gather or will read the full name the user entered, and using this single equal to sign, I will assign the value or store the value to full name variable. Now let's ask for age. Console.writeLine please enter your age. Now age equal to console.readLine. Now Visual Studio is giving me an error. Why? Console.readLine function reads what the user entered and return it to anyone who called. So when readLine returns, it returns a value with string data type, and I want that string data type to be stored in age. Age is integer data type, which means I have to convert the string data type to integer data type before I store it in age variable. So what I'm going to do is, we have different ways to convert from one data type to another data type. Right now I'm going to use the simple one. Now readLine returns a string, so I'm going to change it to integer int dot parse. Now I will give the function. So console.readLine returns a string, and that string is going to be parsed to integer and stored to our age variable. Let's accept the third one. Please enter your salary. Now in the variable called salary, this is what I'm going to do. Now the same as int.parse, it requires, since readLine is returning string value, I have to convert that string to decimal. So as you might guess, decimal.parse, and the string is given. So right now I have declared three variables. I have defined three variables and store three values accepting from the user. Right now what I'm going to do is just show the user the full information we have requested and stored. So variable is used to store data, but I can access or I can read that data also. That's why I stored it, right? So console.writeLine, let's show the user the entire data. Now your name is, now with this we can concatenate variables with strings. So your name is, I will use full name variable, as you can see, I'm using full name variable without quotations. But if I'm going to write something hard coded, not a value stored in variable, then I have to put it in double quotation. So your name is full name, then I have to concatenate again, and your age is age variable. Let's add one more time, and your salary is, take the value from the salary variable. So let's remove our extra end, let's replace it with comma. Now we have to write console.readLine so that I can read the output, otherwise it will disappear. It will close the application automatically. Now save our application. Here I have to tell you something. C# is case sensitive, which means if you want to write console, it has to be in this spelling. Also, C has to be capital. If I write console C as a small letter, then it doesn't work. C# says the name console doesn't exist. So we have to be careful about the syntax, and also the case has to be it's case sensitive. Now save and start our application. Let's see how it goes. Enter full name, bracket, enter age, enter salary. Now I got the concatenated result. Your name is Barakat Tolja, which I gave it here. Your age is 31, which I gave it here. Your salary is 10,000 from here. So in this sample application, we try to see what are variables, how to create them, and what are the different data types we can use for our variables, and also how to convert from one variable to another, from one data type to another. Hope it's clear. So with this, we'll conclude our variables and data types tutorial. So thank you for watching our video tutorial, and also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube video channel for notifications on our upcoming videos. Thank you very much.